Today we're making the best grilled cheese and tomato soup. This is by far my favorite winter comfort food, but you could definitely make it any time of the year. It's a pretty simple dish, but I have some special ingredients and techniques to level it up. First thing we're going to do is roast our vegetables. So we're gonna need about 3 pounds of vine tomatoes. You're also gonna need 1 large yellow onion, a head of garlic, a whole head. You're gonna be using the whole head of roasting it. And then 1 to 2 bell peppers. It really depends how much you like bell peppers. These are kind of small, so I'm gonna use 2. You're also gonna need 4 carrots. For some reason, I only have 3. Someone stole my carrot, but it's fine. I'll just use 3. As well as some fresh thyme. So for the tomatoes, you're just gonna wanna quarter these, just like so. If your tomatoes are really big, I would probably cut them into 6 or 8 pieces, but since mine are small, I'll just cut them into 4. I also think if you guys don't like tomato soup, which for some reason a lot of my friends don't, this has changed a lot of people, this recipe. So if you're one of those people that doesn't like tomato soup, I urge you to try this and it'll probably change your mind. Grab a large sheet pan and we're just gonna throw all of the tomatoes onto there. Next, for the peppers, we're just gonna wanna cut these into little petals. So start at the top and just follow the curvature of the pepper. You're just looking for little petals, maybe like 2-inch squares roughly. It will all cook, so it doesn't really matter, all be blended. Onto the sheet they go. And for the onion, cut the top off, as well as the bottom. Cut it in half like this, and then onto the sheet tray they go. You're just gonna peel these guys down, take off the top, roughly cut it into like little chunks. Lastly, for the garlic, cut off the top, expose those cloves, add your garlic in the middle of it, generously drizzle everything with oil. Make sure you get a lot of oil in the garlic because that will burn otherwise. As the thyme, sprinkle it all over. You only need about a teaspoon of thyme leaves. This will just perfume everything as it bakes. Generous salt, generous pepper as well. Into the oven, 425, for about 30 to 40 minutes until roasted and charred, but not burnt. While the vegetables are roasting, let's get everything else prepped. So first, an onion. You're just gonna dice this, so just the top off. Leave the root attached so it doesn't fall apart. Cut it in half, peel it, and then just not all the way through to the back. You just wanna make about 90% through so it stays together. About like 1/3 of an inch intervals, just so you have a little broken apart onion. And then cut it in half like this, but not all the way. And then go across, you get your dice. Again, this is all being blended, so don't worry too much about getting even cuts, but try to get it roughly even so it cooks properly. Just set these aside, and we'll saute these later. Next up, we're gonna need to chiffonade some basil, pick off the leaves. Basil is always a must for a tomato soup, so you definitely don't be shy. All right, that should be enough. Okay, to chiffonade basil, start with your biggest leaf, that's very important, and just work your way down to the smaller ones. Just layer them up, and just roll it up very tight, and just chop it very small. Just set this guy to the side. This is my first special ingredient that I don't see a lot of recipes using, and this is sun-dried tomatoes. It will add a very unique sort of roasty flavor to it. Oh my gosh. Ooh. So you're probably gonna want about 6, and just roughly chop them.
See, I'm the fastest knife wielder in the West.
Set these aside. Okay, now we're ready to get started cooking. Medium high, pot on the stove. I would recommend using a heavy bottom like Le Creuset or some sort of Dutch oven that's enamel coated for this. In with the butter. Once it's melted, in with the onions. Season with salt to draw out the moisture, and saute for about 4 to 5 minutes until softened. Oh, I think the tomatoes are done. Oh, look at that. Everything's nice and charred, everything's fully softened. That looks so good. I'm just gonna set this aside to cool for a bit. We're gonna add our sun-dried tomatoes, tomato paste, about 3 tablespoons. And lastly, this is another secret ingredient here. A little bit of this Calabrian chili. This will add a super nice, like briny, spicy flavor. If they're already chopped, I would do about a teaspoon. Now just mix this up and we'll let this cook until it's like nice and caramelized. You really wanna cook out the tomato paste so it doesn't taste acidic and like metallic. Sometimes tomato paste straight from the tin kind of tastes weird. So just definitely cook this out for like 2 to 3 minutes until the tomato paste is nice and sweet. It smells so good. Okay, this has been cooking for about 2 to 3 minutes. You can see it's getting nice and caramelized. So you may think it's burnt, but it's actually just like the sugar's caramelizing and it can add a lot of flavor. So now we're gonna add this amazing garlic that's been caramelized. So just squeeze that in. Oh, look at that. That's hot, bro. As well as all of our roasted vegetables and the juices. It's a lot of tomatoes. Good amount of chicken stock, about 3.5 cups. This will cook down, as well as the basil. Let's season generously with salt and pepper. Mix everything together. We're just gonna bring this up to a boil, drop it to a simmer, and then cook for about 20 minutes until everything's very soft. Okay, now that it's boiling, we're just gonna lower the heat to very low. Now that the soup is simmering, let's talk about the grilled cheese. For cheese choices, I like a sharp cheddar, a Gruyere, and Munster. But I would just recommend using one aged cheese one like just cheddar cheese and then one like really melty cheese, and you'll probably be fine. We're just gonna go ahead and grate our cheese. And you could use sliced cheese for this sandwich, but the grated cheese will melt a lot easier. Grab a big bowl, and we're just gonna add all of our cheese so we can evenly mix it. Get in there and evenly mix everything. Whenever you put the cheese on a sandwich, you get a mix of all three. Once your cheese is evenly mixed, you can just set this aside. Okay, for the bread, I really like a good sourdough for grilled cheese. I feel like nothing really beats it, and that's kind of what I grew up eating. But you could use a white bread, you could use a brioche, brioche is actually a good option too. Just depends, it's personal preference. I like sourdough, that's what I'm gonna use. And you wanna do a pretty decently thick slice. 1/2 inch slice would be good. This will be the inside of the bread, so work with the outside, and we're just gonna spread an even layer of butter. Once you have the buttered bread, you're gonna flip them over so the butter side is facing down. A generous mound of cheese. With grated cheese, you're gonna wanna be more generous because there's a lot of air. It's not like fully dense, so I would be more generous, and then it will melt down and become a good sandwich. So there is the sandwich ready to be cooked. Before we cook the grilled cheese, let's finish the soup. So get a high-speed blender. You may have to blend this in batches if your blender isn't big enough. I probably will have to blend this in batches. Add some of your soup. Make sure you don't put the lid all the way on, and make sure you have some sort of hole because steam will build up otherwise and it could explode. Use a paper towel to cover it so there's still room for the steam to escape. Start on a lower speed, get it going. And just to make it easier, I'm just gonna pour this into a separate pot. That looks so good. Lastly, to finish the soup, we're gonna add about 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and then a little bit more salt, fresh cracked black pepper, and then this is kind of another secret-ish ingredient, is some fresh lemon juice. It adds a lot of brightness. Just about 1/2 of a lemon. I wouldn't go too crazy with this. Okay, I'm gonna mix this up and then give it a try. I actually didn't get any on my white shirt. That's a first. Okay, let's give it a try. Wow. That is really good. Another touch of lemon juice and just one more pinch of salt. Let's give it another try. Ooh, that is perfect. For the grilled cheese, set the pan. You want it pretty low so it cooks evenly, so I'd just do like a medium low. Carefully add in 2 of our sandwiches. Make sure to press it into the pan so it gets even contact. And we'll just let this cook for about 2 minutes until it's golden brown. Okay, these are ready to flip. Grilled cheese is one of those things that definitely should be like a rustic. I don't think a good grilled cheese should look perfect. I think all that cheese that comes out and gets nice and crispy, and like just the rustic is the best. I think these are about nice and crispy. We'll just set them on a wire rack. All right, always cut on a diagonal. Little bowl for your soup. Add that amazing roasted tomato soup with all those delicious ingredients. Tiny touch of cream. A little crunch of black pepper, a little sprig of basil right in the middle with our sandwich, and there it is. Probably one of the best winter comfort foods, but like I said, you could really eat this any time of the year. Okay, finally, we're done. That looks so good. Oh my gosh. Dude, that soup is crazy. Like the lemon and all of those, the sun-dried tomatoes and the clabby chili, the hint of spice from that, this is the best. One of my favorite dishes of all time. You can't beat this. This is the best combo ever. I'll make sure to leave the recipe in the description for you guys to try this because it's so easy to make and it's one of the best dishes, especially for this time of year. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what recipe you guys want to see next.